Hi friends, this is Chandrasekhar. This is my task 2 as the Data Science and Business Analytics intern at the Sparks Foundation. So in this project, we are going to predict the number of clusters and represent it visually. So I have imported all the necessary libraries for this project. NumPy is used for numerical calculation as well as the mathematical operations for arrays as well. Pandas is a Python data analysis library which is used for importing data from various formats and can do operations with using data. Matplotlib and Seaborn are used for the visualization purposes. We have imported the data and stored it in the df variable. So this is the data we have imported. df.shape helps to show our structure of the data. So this has 150 columns and 6 rows. df.info helps in showing the information of our data, like if there are any null values and type of data we are having. So we can see that there are no null values in our data. Now we are checking if there are any duplicates in our data. So there are no duplicates, and that is a good thing. Now we are going to removing the id column since it is a unique value and it is not going to contribute anything for our model. So we are removing it using this code. df.columns. Now this shows the remaining columns we are having after removing the id column. So we can see that the id column has been removed. Now let us plot the graph of the data so that we can see if there are any outliers in our data. So here I have used a for loop for plotting every column in our data. So we can see that this sepal length has no outliers, it is kind of normal distribution. And in this sepal width we can see that there are few outliers in our data, so we will be removing that. And petal length and petal width are normal distributed, so there is no problem in that. So now for removing the outliers I am using the standard deviation method. So I have used the limit as the 2 standard deviation. So this is my lower limit, so anything below this will be considered as an outlier, and this is my upper limit. Anything above this will be also considered as an outlier. So using this method, use this code, I am removing the outliers, and after removing we are having 145 rows. So after plotting the sepal width, now we can see that the outliers are removed. Now we are describing the data using the describe method, which helps to see the data in a glance. We can see the minimum value of the data, maximum value, and 25th, 50th percentage, 75th percentage, as well as the count of the data as well. Now let us visualize the data. Here I have used KDE plot and used the species as the reference for plotting the data. So these are kind of normally distributed. Seems like iris setosa in petal length and petal width are kind of different from the other two. Now let's start with the model building. I have used the k-means clustering algorithm for the model building. To find the number of clusters, elbow method is the best approach, where the elbow is getting most saturated. That is the best number of cluster to choose. In this we are going to take number 3 as the number of clusters, as there are no much of a bends after the third value. Now we have mentioned the number of clusters as 3, and these are the final predicted label data, and now we are adding it in our original data for comparing it with the actual values. Now we are going to do a value count for each of the clusters for the predicted as well as the actual data. So this is the actual data and this is our predicted value. So if you see that it is not so accurate, but let's visualize it further. So this is the code which helps to show the nearest point of each cluster's centroid. So this is the one centroid value of the cluster and its corresponding nearest values. Similarly for the second centroid and the third centroid. Now using this code we are going to plot the graph to find our centroids. So these are the three centroids we have mentioned using the elbow method. So these are the three centroids and the corresponding clusters. These are the three clusters. Now let's do further analysis on our output on which our classifications are correct and how many are misclassified. So let us see that Iris setosa has been classified correctly throughout, and Iris versicolor has 2 misclassifications and 47 are classified correctly. Similarly for Iris virginica there are so many misclassifications occurred, only 36 has been classified correctly. I have converted the species column to numerical column using label encoder to check the performance of my model. I have used the confusion matrix for checking the performance of my model. So using this we can check if our data has been predicted correctly and our model has been performed well or not. So from this we can see that there are 2 and 14 misclassifications occurred in our model. So this is the end of my task 2. Thank you for watching.